So today we are going to do the second part of the chapter pollination and fertilization. Let's start it. So first of all, in the last session we have seen the cross pollination, the self pollination, uh, the characteristics of the flowers. That means the conditions that are required for self pollination, conditions for cross pollination, and their advantages and disadvantages we have seen. Today we are going to see pollination by pollinating agents. Okay, let's begin it. First one is pollination by ear. Pollination by ear is technically known as anemophily. It has some characteristics. Now, what are these characteristics? These characteristics are the main things that you should remember in these pollinating agents. First is the flowers are usually small, light, dry, and are not brightly colored. Neither have fragrance nor produce nectar. Okay, means see, ear does not see these showy petals or does not have any impact on them. No, so it is most preferably small. The flowers mostly are small. They're lightweight so that they can be uh, flying with the air. They can be dry. Okay, sometimes they are a bit wet also, but most of the time they are dry. They are not brightly colored. They neither produce any fragrance nor any nectar producing flowers can be seen in case of ear pollination. Second part is the stamens as well as the stigmas are feathery, long and hang out of the flowers. Can you tell me why they are feathery? Yeah, if you are thinking that it is because it will help them to fly in the air, then you are right. Yeah, the stamens as well as the stigmas are feathery and long and hang out of the flowers so that they can be carried away by the air easily. They produce large amounts of pollen grains. Yeah, pollen grains are wastage of pollen grains takes place. Pollen grains are wasted in the way while they are flying with the air breeze. So yeah, large amounts of pollen grains are produced. And the anthers are large, they're loosely attached to the flowers so that they can be carried easily. Such anthers are known as versatile anthers. So you got what versatile anthers are? Please check it out. Okay. Next, you'll see the process of air pollination. When air blows, first the loosened attached anthers of the pollen grains are taken away by the wind to faraway places. Okay. When these anthers are floating in the air, or if the air starts to blow slow, the pollen grains continuously fall off. If these grains fall on stigma of a flower of the same species, pollination will take place. Means when they are going in the air breeze, if the breeze is a bit slow, or if it has stopped gradually, so the pollen grains will start now falling, and if by any chance they are falling on the stigma of the same species of a flower, obviously the pollination will take place. You can see sometimes you can see like this, no, so like this, the with the air they are blown away. Okay. Next, water pollination by water. It is known as hydrophily. What are the conditions or the characteristics of flowers? The flowers are usually non-brightly colored, neither have fragrance nor produce nectar. Okay, because water does not care about these all things. Large number of pollen grains are produced, again the same characteristics as anemophily as we have seen. Last one, see, the pollen grains of the flowers have the capability to float on water. Okay, they have the capability to float on water, and in some of the cases the male flowers floats on the water level. Okay, done. Now we are going to the next slide, that is the process. See, here you can see the picture on the right side, that the male flowers are on the top. You can see these portions, the male flowers are on the top, the female flower is this one. Now what will happen, see, the male flower floats on the water level and the female parts are submerged. Yeah, seen in the picture, I've seen it. When the male flowers float, eventually they get in contact with the stigma of the female flowers and the pollination takes place. Yeah, suppose let's take this one, the nearest one. So they are on the floating on the water surface, and they are now eventually getting contact with the stigma of the flower, female flower, and the pollination will take place. Simple. Next, pollination by insects. Okay, these are technically known as entomophily. Anything done by insects, entomo used basically. So entomophily for insect pollination. Characteristics of flowers. Now you will get that, yeah, now showy petals will be needed. Have large showy and colorful petals which attract agents of pollination. Yeah, see again they have struck here. Agents of pollination. Okay. The flowers are sweet smelling and some often produce nectar. Okay. The stigmas as well as the anthers are broad and sticky, which helps the pollen grains to stick easily to the insect's body. Yeah. So in case of entomophilic flowers, the stigmas as well as the anthers are sticky so that they can get easily stuck to the insect's body. Process. Let's see the process. As per the characteristics, it is understood that the flowers are attractive and attract the agents of pollination. Now we are intelligent one. We have seen it. We have understood also. When the insects suck nectar or visits the flower to enjoy the fragrance, they sit on the flower and the petals closes a bit in some flowers. This results in the sticking of the pollen grains, and when the same insect visits another flower of the same species, the pollen gets transferred to the stigma of the flower, leading to pollination. Simple thing. In a flower it is sucking the nectar, it is enjoying the fragrance, anything you can say, just remember. So it is there to suck the nectar. The pollen grains are attached to its body. Okay. Now when this same insect is going to the another flower of the same species, so the pollen is automatically transferred from this and from this body to the stigma of that flower, from the insect body to the stigma of the flower, and the pollination will take place. You'll see the picture here. Please try to see it. It's an example of bee. See here. See here. It is here to collect the nectar. Here you can see that the pollen grains are clung to its feet, and here it now gets put on the stigma of this flower. Pollination will take place. So, let's go to the next part. Done. Okay. See, pollination by birds. It is technically known as ornithophily. Technically known as ornithophily. Characteristics of flowers. Okay. Flowers. The characteristics of ornithophilic flowers are same as the entomophilic flowers to attract the birds. The same attracting fragrance, sticky stigmas and anthers. Then you can see the nectar producing flowers, showy, colorful. This all can be seen here. Okay, the same thing. The process is also the same as pollination by insects, but only the difference is that the pollen grains are stacked to the beaks, feathers, wings, or legs and transfer to the pollen takes place when they visit the next flower of the same species. Same thing there, it was clamped to the whole body and feet, and here it will be stuck to the beaks, feathers, wings, and legs. You can get to see the picture of a bird, and you can see that where else it can get stuck to the feathers, to the wings. Okay, and even if it is going deep in on the head of the bird, also it can get stuck, no? Because they're sticky, so they can get stuck. Okay, so you'll see here a picture. See, it is a hummingbird. It's sucking the nectar from here. So when it is going to the flower too, again this same thing of the same species, it is going and sucking there, sucking the nectar from it, collecting the nectar from it. That time on the beaks, the pollen grains are transferred to this flower. Okay, next here, pollination by elephants. One important thing I would like to say you that in all these cases, in all the previous cases, as you have seen in anemophily, in hydrophily, in ornithophily, in entomophily, you have seen that especially in ornithophily and entomophily, you have seen that they are attractive. The flowers are attractive. They must be uh, scent giving, that is fragrance must be there, they must be colorful. But in case of these elephants, you know, the elephants uh, means they're not getting attracted towards it. In all these cases, they are getting attracted. The birds were getting attracted, the insects were getting attracted. Okay, but in case of elephants, they are not getting attracted. By chance, they are helping in pollination. By chance, not attraction, but by chance. There they are getting attracted with the fragrance, the scents, and that all. And then they were collecting the nectar and then going to the another flower, and the pollen grains getting transferred from the body of the organism to the flower stigma. But here, in case of this is not the attractive one, but you can say unintentional pollination is taking it. Yeah, that in that cases also they are not thinking to pollinate it, but by chance they are doing, but they are getting attracted. But here, without getting attracted, also they are getting pollinated. How? See it. So technically known as elephophily. Elephant, elephophily. Characteristics of flowers. The flowers are very large, foul smelling and not soy. They are foul smelling, they are not sweet smelling. Anthers and stigmas are sticky. Okay. Process. Elephants are intentionally participating in pollination. The flowers grow near the land and are large. When the elephants work, they step on the flowers and pollen gets stuck to the soles of their feet. And when the same pollen gets in contact with the another flower of the same kind, of the same species rather, the pollination takes place. So you know which flower it is. It is Rafflesia. See, this is Rafflesia. And when it is stepping on it, and again it will be going on another flower, that time the pollination will take place in Rafflesia. Okay. So if they are asking for any flowers or any elephophilic flowers or flowers pollinated by elephants, so the first name that will come in your mind is Rafflesia. Now, pollination by bats. Bats are also good pollinators, technically known as chiropterophily. 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 Or you may say chiropterophily. Okay, anything you can say, just chiropterophily you can say, or chiropterophily you can say. Okay, characteristics of flowers. The flowers are mainly white in color as bats are nocturnal animals. Okay, there. Now what does nocturnal means? See, once more see it. Nocturnal, I have highlighted. Nocturnal means active at night. Nocturnal means active at night. Okay, the flowers are sweet smelling and have sticky stigmas and anthers. Fine. Some flowers even give nectars. Okay, fine. Process of bat pollination, same as the pollination by insects and bugs. Same thing is, again they will be attracted towards it. They will take the nectars, they will collect the nectars, they will enjoy the fragrance, and the stigmas and thus will get stick to their body. And when they will go to the another flower of the same species, the pollen grains will transfer to the stigma of that flower and pollination will take place. Simple. See here, this is flower 1, and see here, this is flower 2. Done, seen? Okay.